Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Way That I See It. My name is Lucy Superfox, although very nasally today, and welcome back to my podcast. So today's episode, I want to talk about quantum shifting. So what on earth does quantum shifting mean? Well, first things first, it's not as scary or weird as you probably think it is. Quantum shifting is simply a shift in our mindset, in our beliefs, in our energy, in our thought process, in our knowing, that means that we are able to behave, believe, and attract on a different level. That's it. Now, the thing about quantum shifting is most people believe it happens in a moment. And the thing is, the final moment happens in a moment, right? So the moment where you go, oh yeah, got it, clicks in, feel it, know it, oh my God, I'm a different person, happens in a moment, but usually as a result of cumulative growth over time. So I actually recently had a quantum shift. It happened last week, and this is why it's this week's topic. I had a quantum shift and it comes to, I guess, my wealth consciousness, or the way that I think about wealth, which is crazy because I've been studying money for years, and you kind of always think, well, I'm just there. Now it's just the practicals, or now it's just the strategy, or now it's just sell more shit, right? And the truth is it wasn't. It was just this whole different energy shift. And this is what most people don't understand, is that when it comes to business, right, most people are so focused on the practical and they don't do the energetic or emotional work. And in reality, and in my experience, the priority is the energetics and the emotional, and then you apply strategy or practical tools on top of it. That's my experience. And it's such a real visceral experience to me that, you could say that's how I recreate it. But I have recreated that time and time and time and time again. So when I shift emotionally, when I shift energetically, when I shift the way I feel about something, and ultimately when we shift the way we feel about something, we shift our vibration. When we shift our vibration, we shift what we attract. When we shift what we attract, we shift the way we receive. So we think different, we feel different, we experience different, and then in turn we act different, so we are different. So for me, a quantum shift is about constantly is the wrong word. I hate the word consistently, I'm not using that either. Over time, always, frequently, regularly, actually being able to sit down with yourself and go, do you know what? Why do I believe that? Or why does this keep happening? That's absolute total bullshit. Why am I going through this again? Why am I repeating this all over again? Why am I yo-yoing all over again? The biggest one I see is around money. I'm telling you, most people are like, cool, I've hit a 5K month or a 10K month, and then they find themselves back on a credit card with the same amount of debt they had 5 years ago before they started their business. And it's not because they don't even sustain the 5 or 10K months, but they're just available for that certain amount of money. They're available for that certain amount of debt. They're available for that experience. So if you're like, I don't know, maybe you're a personal trainer and maybe you've got clients and you always expect to get 2 or 3 cancellations a week, you'll get 2 or 3 cancellations a week, or a hairdresser with the same, or you're someone who works a corporate job and you always expect to get lumped with extra work on a Thursday. We always get lumped with extra work on a Thursday. What you are available for, what you expect will continue to happen. And so unless you are willing to shift, and a quantum shift just simply means bigger than a marginal gain, right? So quantum just means like, oh my God, it's bigger, right? It's a real shift in kind of dimension. Like it feels so different versus a marginal gain is like, oh yeah, got that, like concept shift, like baby steps, right? Like imagine like playing bricks and then playing Jenga. Like that's the difference for me. And a quantum shift for me happens because I'm willing to investigate my bullshit. I'm willing to sit down with myself and be like, why does this keep happening? And then go, cool, what's the belief that's causing this to happen? Where is that belief from? And sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes I have to dig into the nervous system. Sometimes I have to do a therapy session. Sometimes I have to do a Reiki session. Sometimes I have to work out on it. Sometimes I have to go for a long ass fucking walk and listen to, I don't know, Anastasia and sing my heart out, or a long drive and sing my heart out to get to the answer. And the answer doesn't always come clearly. Sometimes I have to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. And then I'm like, oh yeah, got it. And what I want you to know is that, but when that comes, when that shift happens, it's like a fucking light bulb goes off inside your head. You're like, ding. That is a quantum shift. And a quantum shift happens because you are willing to do your inner work, not just the head work. You're willing to do the heart work, the energy work, the body work, the soul work. And guys, I've been doing this work such a long time now. Long time, also not a long time, like 8 years. Guys, I just tell you, I look back at my life 8 years ago and I was just a completely different person, completely different wealth situation, completely different past situation, completely different relationship with food. And I've had some marginal gains and I've had some massive quantum leaps, and I've had the satisfaction of enjoying both. Most people are seeking a quantum leap because they don't want to do the work. That's why they're obsessed with quantum leaping, because they don't want to do the motherfucking work that it's going to take to get there. And I'm here to tell you that a quantum leap is more work than a marginal gain. If you don't want to do the work, do the marginal gains, do the baby steps, have a 30-minute morning routine and think that's going to change your fucking life. If you actually want to do something different, if you actually want to shift, right? And I love the word shift, it's a great word. If you actually want to shift, you want stuff to click in, you want to level up, you want to feel different, then you are going to have to do the work, okay? So I spent the last year doing some serious work on myself, like serious. And really, I developed 2 programs off the back of it. Number 1 was Becoming, which is a self-led course. It's a transformation program focused on regulating the nervous system and then in turn, how that impacts your manifestation game. So if you're somebody right now that feels stressed all the time, chronically worried, your body's up and down, health is up and down. I know it's coming from a girl who's got a cold, right? And you feel like that same thing is happening with manifestation. It's like back and forth. The Becoming course, it's all yours. It's available anytime. Enroll yourself. If right now, you're someone that's like, I know I need to shift. I'm ready for a shift. I feel like I've been here for ages. I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm just not progressing and moving forward. Then the 6-week shift is for you. It's a 6-week one-to-one coaching program with me. Kicks off next week. So the pre-launch is only available until October 15th. Pre-launch discount, that is. But then it is open for enrollment until we reach 10 spaces. And then we are capped. And that is 6 weeks of one-to-one coaching personally directly with me, plus 6 modules and plus obviously extra homework custom to your experience. So this 6-week shift program, the reason why I really believe it's different is the radical accountability and the radical honesty. Like, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not going to sit there and play what you said back to me, right? It's just not my vibe. I'm going to say, why did you say that? Why do you think that? Where's that come from? And what's going to happen is the answers are going to start to come. You're going to start to pull things from the archives that are sitting in the back of your brain that your body does not want you to go to because they feel like, oh, we'll have to change if we go there. Your brain's going to go, I don't want to go there. And we're going to go there. Right? And obviously in a safe, supported way, we're going to go there. Because unless you are willing to actually shift what is happening on a deep, energetic, emotional level, nothing will practically change. Most people are so obsessed with strategy, so obsessed with practical action, so obsessed with fucking hustle culture, and actually aren't willing to shift to be the person they need to be. They're not willing to do the energetic and the emotional work to quantum shift mentally, to quantum shift emotionally, to quantum shift energetically, to receive practically. If you are the same person energetically and emotionally, it will not matter what you do practically. You will not be able to hold the wealth. You will not be able to maintain the body. You will not be able to support the relationship. Whatever the thing is you're seeking right now, and those are really my big 3, right? Is business, body, and money. Like business, body, money? Love, body, money. Love, business, money. Anyway, 4, you're not going to be able to hold space for them. You're not going to be able to receive them because if you're absolutely fried because your job is really stressful, you can want the promotion for the money, but the truth is you haven't got the space to hold it. If right now you're someone who's like, I'm just going to work 10 times harder and put in more effort, but you don't actually believe you're worthy of having 40 personal training clients or a full hairdressing diary each week, you're not going to be able to sustain it. If right now you're like, oh, I really want a partner because I'm lonely, but actually what's going to happen is that you're actually quite selfish and you want to spend all your time working on yourself, there's no room. This is what most people misunderstand, is that the practical cannot change until the energetic and emotional does. And this is why I have these 2 programs side by side. So this is how you differentiate. If you feel stuck and you want radical accountability and there's one area of your life that you're like, I want to shift this, I want to fucking rock and roll, it's freaking time, 6-week shift. If you're like, I want to find like my manifestation game up, I want to support my nervous system, I want to take care of myself, I want to find a way through this, I'm feeling down all the time, I want to feel like I lift myself up, and you have neurodiversity, Becoming courses for you. If you're someone who's like, you know what, I just don't know if I'm going to do the work without accountability, 6-week shift. If you're someone that's like, I'm going to do this work because I deserve it, Becoming. Like, they're not the same program. The modules inside 6-week shift are completely different to the modules inside Becoming, but both of those are an extension of the journey, of the quantum shifting journey that I have gone on in the last 12 to 24 months. The person I am today, I wish I could take you into my mind and take you into the minds of the people close to me and show you who I was, show you what I looked like, show you how I spoke, how I sounded, how I thought, how I felt, how I believed, even at my darkest times, so that you could sit here now and go, fucking hell, I want what she's got. Most people say to me, I want what you're taking. And what I'm taking is radical, deep, energetic and emotional shifts on a daily basis because I'm willing to do my fucking work. Of course, there are days to put my head in the sand. Of course, there are days like I've been ill. Of course, there are days where I'm like, I don't want to do this today. I can't be fucked today. Of course, there are. But truthfully, I'm still making marginal gains in those days because I'm still willing to keep stepping into the next level version of myself. I'm still willing to shift and change. And what happens is when those add up over time, it takes that one thing, that one moment, that one conversation, that one light bulb, click, quantum shift, and we're there. And then you can never look back. It's like Pandora's box, right? Once it's open, you cannot close it. And I honestly think a lot of people are afraid of personal development. I think a lot of people are afraid to really go there because they're afraid that either they'll find something they don't want to. That was my fear. I was afraid that I was going to find something underneath all that I didn't know about, that I'd been suppressing, and it didn't happen. Guys, I've been through the black hole. I can tell you there was nothing there. Other than fear, there was nothing there. Some people are afraid that if they actually see their potential, that they won't, that then once they see it, they can't unsee it, and they'll feel like they have to constantly strive for it. Also, that person, I know I could be a fucking megastar if I wanted to be, but truthfully, I'm also okay with going at my pace on my journey because I make the decisions. Knowing your potential is not the same as having it. But what you have to know is if you are afraid to do this inner work, if you are actually just listening to this to hype you up or make you feel good, or you do personal development to get you jacked to get through the day, but you don't actually shift and change, nothing in your life is going to shift and change. Fact, nothing. Because everything that happens practically is a result of who we are emotionally and energetically. Who we are emotionally dictates how we think, how we feel, how we behave. How we then energetically feel is how we vibrate. Those two things combined equals what we pull back to us in our practical experience. So if you are not doing the work to shift emotionally, to shift energetically, you can have all the motherfucking strategy in the world, but nothing is going to change practically long term. And that's all I have to say. I love you all so much. I hope this helped. If you are ready right now to shift, you can jump into the 6-week shift program until Monday, the 15th of October with a 10% discount by dropping me a DM on socials or commenting 6 underneath wherever you have seen this delightful video. If you're ready to jump into the Becoming course, you can find that at lucysuperfox.com/becoming. So I love you all. Have the most amazing rest of day, and I'll speak to you all soon.